Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. Today we're going to be looking at an event idea video. So essentially what this is, you voted for it. I was trying to reword each one just so I could get this one to win, and this one won. Basically this is the Carumbus update. The episode in season 32 of The Simpsons, I think it's episode 2 of season 32. And of course it basically is a retelling of it's like an ancient Rome tale. I mean, it's not really based on anything historic, or at least I don't think it is, because all the names are obviously fictional. So I think it's just it's kind of like similar to things. I think it's probably similar to some stuff in history. I'm quite into Roman history, and so I'll be super embarrassed if it is based on something. So do tell me if it is based on something, but I don't. At least I can't recall an actual thing that's similar. I mean, there's things that are similar, I guess. Tales that are similar. Anyway, moving on. Of course, this is my ancient Rome event. You can call it that, or the Carumbus event. I think this event is highly possible just because A, this episode is very recent and popular, and B, it's perfect for an entire for a major update. It's got plenty of buildings, it's got a good selection of buildings, good selection of characters, and they're all doppelgangers. And you know how Tapped Out loves doppelgangers recently. Now, speaking of, I have made all the characters in this event that would be all the doppelgangers. I've just made them characters just because I don't like it, but I'd rather them be consistent, and I guess at this point they probably should make them characters because they are technically meant to be separate people. But I think with this one there's an argument to be made just because these characters are actually a bit more distinct from Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, you know? But yeah, anyway, I digress. Let's get into it. So the startup, Skinner tells the school about their Roman History Month, telling the kids they have to do a report on a figure in Roman history. An important figure. Lisa comes home to Homer, and Homer knows all about Roman history, he claims. So you make Homer talk about Roman history, make Lisa listen and make notes, and this will start the event. The 4 currencies of the event will be shackles for Act 1, Act 2 will be guts, Act 3 will be Roman coins, and Act 4 will be Roman history books. Moving on. So, the super premium item, of course they probably will do a super premium item. I think the best super premium item in terms of an extra thing that we could get would be Wolfus Rain, mainly because A, I think he's not significant enough as a character, so I wouldn't be too bothered about him not being in the prize track or in the store. But B, I think he's something cool, at least still. So if they're going to do a super premium, I want it to be something kind of cool at least, not something completely forgettable and boring. So Wolfus Rain I think seems like a good middle point. So yeah, he'd come with a tray of donuts to be $8.99 cash, or dollars or pound or whatever it is in euros. Yeah, I think he's probably the best character for this, so I went with him. Anyway, in the store for Act 1, we've got Abbas's farm with Abbas or Abus. I don't know you say Abus or Abbas. And this will be 150 donuts. So this is of course the grandpa doppelganger, but you get this farm. Yeah, it's not the most interesting, but you can kind of see there's a little farmhouse here, and then we could get the actual little farmhouse, and then just a bit of land, a bit like Nana Sophie Mussolini's vineyard that we have in the game. It could be a bit similar to that. So yeah, I think this one could be fairly cool. So Homer tells Lisa all about Odysseus, a senator from Rome, and how he was fair and balanced, healthy and skinny. They go to a museum to learn about him, but Lisa sees Homer was lying. He was fat, violent, but Hollis says only in his later days. He started off as very admirable. So you make Lisa and Homer listen about Odysseus, make Bart research cool gladiators, make Hollis talk about Odysseus, and make Springfielders earn shackles, and this will unlock the destroyed Odysseus statue. So this will be the first thing. This will be a decoration, and it's got some significance later on, but for now, this is what we get. Abbas or Abus visits Homer. I'm just going to call him Abbas. Abbas visits Homer. I know if that's wrong, I apologize. Visits Homer and Lisa in the museum, and they think it's Grandpa, but Grandpa is there too. Abbas tells Homer about Jupiter got bored and sent him down to talk about his son. I realize that, by the way, right, little tangent. I realize that this is not how Olympus works. I know the Olympus is for the gods. yeah, I know all this, but I needed like an easy way, and I figured a cool way to tie Jupiter in would be to have like him, you know, everyone being in Olympus, and he sent them down. But I know that's not how it works. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, he's been sent down by Jupiter. He got bored and sent him down to talk about his son. So Lisa asks Abbas if he was proud of his son. In the end, but Abbas has to break the news that he kind of sold him as a gladiator. So you make Abbas be a bit embarrassed, make Lisa make notes in shock, make Abe regret not selling Homer, make Homer regret not being sold as a gladiator, make Springfielders earn shackles, and this will unlock the Roman plow. So here you have here. Or you could call it an oxless plow, I guess, as well, if you wanted to. I don't know. It's just like an extra little decoration. Anyway, moving on. Lisa asks Abbas if at the very least did he support Odysseus in the fighting pits. Abbas says, yeah. Oh yeah, no, Homer says, sorry. Yeah, maybe toss him an axe or two. Abbas says, sadly, I had to tend to my farm, so I had no time. Abe says, wow, even I have to say you're a bad father. Bart asks Lisa how her report on Odysseus is going, and he says he's looking at Wolfer's Reign, who gets killed by Odysseus. What? So you make Bart be shocked, make Abe judge Abbas, make Abbas wish he was back in Olympus, make Lisa write about Odysseus's fighting days, and make Springfielders earn shackles, and this will unlock the Roman Colosseum. So, or you can call it the Roman Fighting Colosseum. Right, I realise that technically this is already in the game, but it's obviously the destroyed version of the Colosseum, the modern day Colosseum. So I think they definitely should add this. No debate about it. They definitely should add like this version of it, just because A, it's the more ancient version of it, and B, it's a complete building, so I think it'd be distinguishable. You know, it'd look different enough from the actual Colosseum. So I definitely would want this as a separate building. But I am aware it technically already is in the game. Don't worry. Bart now wants to learn about Odysseus instead, but Lisa claims it was her idea to listen to Homer. Bart should find his own. Lisa asks Abbas if he has any more information, but apart from his wedding day, he never saw his son again. Bart, though, finds a cookbook with an info box about Odysseus. So you make Marge... Wait, this is Marge. I don't know. Marge, though, finds a cookbook. This is such a tangent. Make Marge read the cookbook. Make Lisa make notes. Make Bart look for a new room. Make Homer pretend he's Odysseus. Make Abbas quietly slip away. Make Springfielders earn shackles, and this will unlock the Hippo Pit. Yeah. So it'll just be like a little round thing with some hippos in it. I don't know. Could be kind of cool. And in Olympus, Abbas visits Odysseus and says, you need to go down there. Those folks think I'm a terrible father. Odysseus says, well, you were a terrible father, but Abbas pushes him down to earth, saying, I wasn't. Go tell them I wasn't. Odysseus arrives and Lisa is overwhelmed. So you make Lisa ask questions, make Homer be jealous of Odysseus, make Marge admire Odysseus, and make Abbas push Odysseus out of Olympus, make Springfielders earn shackles, and this will unlock Odysseus as a full playable character. And it will be the younger, this sort of version of him, the version of him when he's, put into the gladiators. And I have a reason as to why I want that version of him. You'll see later on, but it will be the younger, fitter, sort of gladiator version of Odysseus. So yeah, that's Odysseus. Moving on. So we have our Gil's deal. Amazing. So Gil's going to be coming. I've got this great deal for you. I'm going to be selling you a godly man. And that's Olympus with Jupiter for 200 donuts. So this is Olympus. Obviously, they'll have to kind of create it somewhat, but you can kind of see what it looks like here. It'll just be like this kind of palace-y place on like a cloud, essentially, with this little table thing in the middle that kind of lets them see. Oh, God, I forget the name of it. The thing that lets them see Earth, anyway. And Jupiter is actually the only character here that actually has like a unique appearance, because like Juno and God, I forget who these two are meant to be, but Juno and the aka Hera is like Lindsay Neagle. You obviously have Shauna, and you have the squeaky voice teen, whereas Jupiter is like an actual person. So this is Jupiter, aka Zeus from the Greek gods. I mean, there's a debate. I mean, they basically are the same god, but if you notice, this is Olympos, not Olympus. Olympus is the Greek version, Olympos is the Roman version, so this is the ancient Rome version, and you get Jupiter. Very cool. 200 donuts. So in the store for Act 2, we have Gordus Antonius with Gordus Antonius's Palace for 150 donuts. Now again, this one will have to be somewhat, a bit like with Olympus, it will have to somewhat be designed, because obviously we only see like the kind of back garden-y area, but we can kind of get this, and then like the little palace. We do see the palace a little bit later on as they're just kind of walking in and out of it. So they just have to kind of place that there, but they can make it work for sure. So this will be 150 donuts. You get Gortys and Antonius, and you get this nice little palace. Very cool. I think actually it'd be a bit similar to Buck Mitchell's mansion. So Marge asks Odysseus and a bunch of questions, and he has him doing chores around the house, because obviously, you know, he's staying for a bit doing the report, so Marge wants to use put his muscles to good use. So much so that Homer is a bit jealous and thinks Marge might like Odysseus. Gortys arrives though and tells Marge that she cannot remarry this man, he's too brutish. Marge is confused. Fat Tony, you're not my dad. So you make Marge be confused, make Odysseus make a romantic gesture, make Homer get jealous, make Lisa work on her report, make Gortys tell Marge she cannot marry Odysseus, and make Springfielders earn guts, and this will unlock the romantic guts. So you get these nice little romantic guts, the little eye, the little heart, and the little intestines saying I love you. Do you know what? I think this could be a kind of it'd have to be a smallish decoration, but I think it could be a very cool little decoration. Majora arrives and tells Gortys he has confused her again. Gortys is a bit embarrassed and tells Marge she can marry Odysseus all she likes, but Homer steps in to defend Marge. So you make Homer punch Gortys, make Gortys get angry, make Marge be embarrassed, make Springfielders earn guts, and this will unlock Majora as a character. I know this is a bit unlikely to get a character and a costume in the prize track. It has happened before. It's very rare, but it can happen. So it's not like impossible. I wanted to add one extra character into this event, so, a costume. I wanted to add this as a costume as well, because I think this would be much better as a costume, and like we have the fit version as the character, and then this is a costume for the character. For me personally, at least, I think that would be very cool, but, yeah, I can understand them not doing that, but this is what I've gone with. If not, fine, throw in another random decoration, and Majora's just like the final character, but whatever. Legs and Louie see the punch and grab Homer, asking Gortys, thinking he's Fat Tony, if he wants them to whack Homer for what he did. But Gortys tells them he has a much better punishment for Homer. He has to clean his property. So you make Homer polish statues, make Marge try to reason with Gortys, make Gortys direct Homer where to polish and clean, make Odysseus and Majora catch up, and you make Springfielders obviously earn guts, and this will unlock the Colossus of Nero. So this is a statue that it just appears in the background, but this is actually, this was actually a real statue, a bronze statue of Nero that did used to exist, but it basically, I think, just collapsed really. It was torn down or some shit. But yeah, no, it's a really cool statue. Like it's cool. The history behind it's kind of cool. So yeah, I figured, and it's in the episode, so I figured they should add this as an actual decoration. This could be like a really huge, big ass decoration as well. So this would be like a really cool one. Gortys is impressed with Homer's work and tells him he will now employ him full-time in his new operation. He's going to be the new mob boss in this town. He tells Homer he will launder his money in a laundry business, and Homer will be doing that for him. Odysseus' former place, this is Odysseus' former place, and Homer has to do this if he doesn't want to get whacked. Meanwhile, Marge tries to calm a fight between Odysseus and Majora about Odysseus' eating habits. Now he's in Springfield, he's visiting Krusty Burger for every meal. So you make Marge try to fix the relationship, make Odysseus eat Krusty Burger, make Majora get mad at Odysseus, make Homer do laundry, make Gortys set up a Mafia, and make Springfielders earn guts, and this will unlock Odysseus' laundry house. And so this is another building that's in the episode, obviously where Odysseus kind of works for a bit. So, of course, it would have to be a building. Yeah, you get this like cool little painting on the building as well, so this would be like awesome. And yeah, it could just be like a pretty simple building apart from that. And from all this work, Homer gets pretty skinny. You know, we could actually have like a text icon with like Homer like really skinny or something. And Odysseus is now pretty wide from all the Krusty Burgers. Majora is done with Odysseus and visits Homer, beginning flirting with him. He's very conflicted. Gortys catches Homer and Majora and gets the wrong idea, telling Homer he has to be expelled from his Mafia now. Homer thinks, well, that was easy. So you make Gortys fire Homer, make Majora flirt with Homer, make Odysseus be heartbroken, make Marge give up on saving their marriage, or saving that marriage, and make Springfielders earn guts, and this will unlock Odysseus the Wide, which will be a skin for Odysseus. So, or you can call it Senator Odysseus if you want it as well. Yeah, I know. I know this is like an older version of him technically, but I think two separate versions of a Roman Homer would be like silly. So I'm just going for this with the skin. I don't know. I think this would work quite well because that way you can get the balance of the two different versions of the character. Yeah, personally, I just think that would be the better idea. Anyway, we got Act 3 in the store. So Act 3 in the store, we've got Emperor Quimbus with the Senate House and also Senator Horse included as well, because I figured why not. So 150 donuts, you get Emperor Quimbus as a character, the Senate House, which is here as a building, and you get Senator Horse as an NPC. Moving on. So now with Odysseus in town, Lisa's report is almost done, but Bart has still yet to find a person to look at a person to look at for his report. Lisa wonders why Bart even cares, but it's mainly because he doesn't want to go down a grade. He has to try now and again. Lisa agrees to help Bart find someone to do his report on, and they find Emperor Quimbus, who gives his case, but Bart isn't interested in him. Quimbus informs Bart that a bunch of Romans have come down from Olympus to explore Springfield, so they should take a tour. So you make Bart and Lisa search for an interesting Roman, make Emperor Quimbus talk about himself, and make Springfielders earn Roman coins, and this will unlock the Roman carriage, which is right here. I figured we'll just go with this one. I know you can see this one later on, but this isn't what I'm trying to... This isn't in the prize track, this carriage. I think this one's just nicer. You know, it's a nice little red. The wheels look cool on the horses. You know, I know we've got loads of these carriages and wagons and things like that. And I figured let's just have one and only one, because I don't want multiple. And I still wouldn't be too thrilled about it, really. But I figured we probably should have at least one. Bart and Lisa don't find anyone of much interest, so they visit the Pantheon instead. And listen to Ned Flanders try to convert the pagan Romans to Christianity. But it's a few too many centuries too soon for those particular Romans. So you make Bart and Lisa ask, well, I say centuries, you know. I think, yeah, centuries. Make Bart and Lisa ask questions. Make Quimbus tell Ned to get lost. Make Ned try to convert Romans. Make Springfielders earn Roman coins. And this will unlock the Pantheon, which is here. Now, I'm not 100% sure if this is the official Pantheon or like just a temple. It could just be like a normal Roman temple. Obviously, the Pantheon is like the big Roman temple. It's difficult. I think from pictures it does look kind of similar from the outside. It's just these stairs kind of throw me off a little bit. But I don't know, just call it the Pantheon anyway. It doesn't really matter too much. Moving on. So they don't find anyone interesting, and Quimbus suggests Odysseus. He murdered me after all, so that makes it pretty cool, I guess. But Lisa explains why that can't happen. I'm already doing Odysseus. Odysseus the Wide claims he has the perfect person for Bart, someone who he reminds him of a lot. Let me tell you that tale. So you make Odysseus eat and talk about Bartigula, make Bart be thrilled, make Lisa take notes, make Quimbus plot revenge against Odysseus, and make Springfielders earn Roman coins, and this will unlock the Roman banquet, which you can see here. So it's just be a table with a boatload of food. Very nice. So yeah, just food really. Odysseus tells Bart and Lisa he can pull a few strings with Jupiter to get Bartigula down to Earth if they can get him a lot of Roman coins. They ask, why? You're dead. Why do you need those coins? But he explains it's the currency up in the sky now. They both agree and ask Quimbus about how he earned his wealth. He explains he has his hands in lots of pockets. Gladiator fighting, animal smuggling, markets. So you make Lisa explore Quimbus's markets, make Bart rob the markets, make Quimbus talk about himself a lot, make Odysseus wait for his coins, and make Springfielders earn Roman coins. This will unlock the Roman market. I know, really loose way to tie it in. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'd just be cool to get like a nice like Roman street. So you'd get like, you know, a bit like buildings we have, like the Anime District and the County Glen, Springfieldy. You know, like these buildings where you can kind of put a road through the middle of them. So it'd be like a 5-in-1 building or a 6-in-1 building. Just all these like different market halls. I think that would be very cool. So I figured why not have that in there. I know that means we have 2 buildings, but why not? Why can't we have 2 buildings in the prize track? Odysseus gets his coins and he pulls those strings. Bartigula arrives and takes a liking to Bart. But quickly he tells Bart the key to happiness is killing your father. You know, Bart asks, didn't you die too? And he says, yeah, but you can always try again. So he made Bartigula try to kill Odysseus, make Bart pretend like he's killing Homer, make Odysseus fight for his life, make Homer fight for his life, not knowing. and make Lisa try to stop it all. Make Carumbus eat popcorn and watch, and make Springfielders earn Roman coins. And this will unlock Particular. So yeah, Particular, it'll be a full playable character. Yeah, it'll be the older version of him. I just think this is just better. So yeah, it'll be this older version of him. Yeah. And this will be a cliffhanger. So the end of after you unlock him, it'll be like they're still fighting. And like, oh my god, he might kill him. He might kill him. So I want Act 3 to end on like a cliffhanger. We don't know what's gonna happen next. You know, dun dun dun. So yeah, that'll be the cliffhanger. It'll end on the big cliffhanger. And then Act 4. So we got Lysandra with Odysseus's palace for 150 donuts. So yeah, you get this really nice looking building, and you get Lysandra. I'm going to call her Lysandra. I think it's Lysandra. Lysandra is a full playable character. Very cool. So the fight continues between Particular and Odysseus. Lysandra, I don't know how you say that. Lysandra comes in and puts a stop to it all. She is sick of their family squabbles, and she doesn't want to end up like last time, you know, the last survivor again, and tells them they all need to find a way to work together. She tells them all to clean their clothes, wipe off their blood, and come visit her. Lisa really likes Lysandra. Lysandra's style. I'm just going to call her, I know it sounds like lasagna, but I'm going to say Lysandra. Lysandra's style, and is impressed. So make Lisa admire Lysandra. Make Lysandra put her foot down, make Particular and Odysseus visit the bathhouse, make Bart and Homer stop pretend fighting, and make Springfielders earn Roman history books, and this will unlock the donkey bath. So yeah, a donkey bath. Very nice. So you just get this little bath, and there'll be a donkey next to it with this bowl maybe as well. Lysandra tells Odysseus in particular that they are to take out their anger on each other in a less violent way, like chariot racing. They agree. Lisa is amazed by Lysandra's independence and her leadership, and she wants to write her report on her, and only her, giving her report on Odysseus to Bart. So you make Bart scrap his old report, make Lisa follow Lysandra, make Odysseus in particular chariot race, and make Springfielders earn Roman history books, and this will unlock the Roman Chariot Stadium. So at first, or you might think that this is the same as the fighting pit, but it can't be, because if you look at the fighting pit, the Colosseum, I should say, the Colosseum is like covered, like it's a round oval and it's all covered, whereas this, you can tell, is not. You know, there's like buildings and shit in the background, like hills and stuff and trees. So this is a separate thing. So I figured, why not just throw this in as like almost like a, you know, like just a big desert-y thing with like the chariots on and the horses and stuff on the sand, and then this big stand here with the big stairs kind of leading up. Yeah, I think this could be very cool. With all the Romans around Springfield, Quimby tells them that they all need to have a clear representative to represent them all in the town. An emperor, cries Quimby. No, just a representative. A lot of Romans are interested, including Odysseus in particular. Lysandra tells them that they've had their time and it's her time now. A woman in charge. Ah, ha, 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 they laugh. But Mary Bailey is there to represent. So you make Lysandra run for office, make Lisa write her report, make Odysseus in particular be bullied out of running, make Homer try running himself, make Springfielders earn Roman history books, and this will unlock the Emperor's Palace. So, again, this building is seen like in the background, but we get a closer look at it here. Yeah, it's just a big, obviously it's just a big, it's a bit like Nero's palace, I guess, so, yeah, just a big palace. Pretty cool. Again, I thought these two were very similar, but you can tell this is not the same thing, because the pillars aren't there and the stairs aren't there. Yeah, they're two separate buildings, so, yeah, you get two buildings in this prize track, why not, in this act. Emperor Montimus asks Martin Prince how his report on him is going. Martin says it's going great, talking all about Montimus's best bits. Best hits. Flavors, said person. Well, what? Oh, wait, hang on. Montimus asks Quimby if maybe the representative winner could be based on the best report of the children. That way we know that history favours said person well. Quimby agrees, although it's dumb. Lysandra claims that Montimus is a slippery snake, but Lisa assures her that her report is top-notch. So you make Lisa, Martin and Bart hand in their reports, make Lysandra have faith in Lisa, make Odysseus have hope in Bart, Make Homer pretend to be a student and hand in a report, and make Springfielders earn Roman history books, and this will unlock Emperor Montimus as a character, full playable character. Very cool. Yes, he's second to last, but I know this is like a final prize, maybe not be the best thing, but I think it's a nice way to bookend it. You start it with the destroyed statue, you end it with the restored. Sorry, you start it with the destroyed one, you end it with the restored one. I think that's a nice way to do the chat, like kind of end the bookend it. So Skinner, obviously to get to that, Skinner begins to grade all the reports and comes out with the winner. It's Abesius, the best report in the lot. Emperor Montimus threatens Martin with death. Homer is mad at himself. Lysandra is mad at Lisa, but she tries to explain that that's her report that won. Nevertheless, Lysandra is disappointed. Abesius is crowned the emperor, representative of Little Ancient Rome, Springfield style. Make Abesius begin his reign. Make Romans ×3 bow to Abesius. Make Lysandra be disappointed in Lisa. Lysandra, whatever it is. Make Homer be disappointed in himself. Make Lisa be proud and sad at the same time, and make Bart accept his award. Make Skinner grade tests to make Springfielders earn Roman history books, and this will unlock the restored Abesius statue, which will be a decoration skin for the destroyed Abesius statue, which is here. So like I said, I know, yeah, it's a decoration skin as the final prize. Isn't that crappy? Sure, it's a little bit crappy, but like I think this works as like a way to bookend it. Actually, I would even say no, it's not crappy. I think this works quite well. If they were to do something like this with like a clear thing at the start and a clear thing at the end, it bookends it quite nice. So I can respect that, and I respect my idea. It's a great idea. Thank you. Just pat my back, okay? Anyway, the epilogue. I couldn't really think of it, so this is like completely out of the nowhere. But Abesius is now the representative, but quickly he's murdered. Dun. Big mystery. Suddenly, Lysandra is the new representative. So you make Lisa, Bart, Marge, and Homer go to Abesius' funeral, and that'll be the end of the update. Yeah, I don't know. Weird epilogue. I couldn't think of a nice way to bookend the bookend. You don't necessarily need one, to be fair. So maybe in this case I shouldn't have had one, but there you have it. So yeah, let's look at the. That's my event. I hope you liked it. Tell me your thoughts. I know the questline isn't great, but I just tried to find a way to tie everything together. But let me know your opinions on the items and the way I've structured it. Let's look at character tasks and animations. Okay, character tasks and animations. So for Wolfus Rain, we have practice his axe swinging for 60 minutes. So this will be him swinging his axe back and forth, practicing his swings. Look for easy competition for 4 hours. This will be any Roman build, I guess the Colosseum if you have it. Be hired for a Roman-inspired film for 8 hours. This will be at the Crustilly Studios, or alternatively the film set that comes with McBain if you buy McBain. Put his face back on for 12 hours. So this will be Wolfus Rain, essentially looking like this, and he'll be picking up his face, trying to put it back on. Very morbid, very brutal, but I think that could be like a really hilariously gruesome animation. And fake fight for the cameras for 24 hours. This will be, again, like a Crustilly Studios or something like that. Basically, my idea for this is he's really shit at being a gladiator. So instead, he basically becomes an action star. A bit like Rainier Wolfcastle. For Abus, or Abus, however you say it, chase after his ox for 60 minutes. So this will be him running after his little ox here. You'll just be chasing him around the town. Look for slaves to buy for 4 hours. This will be, that could be anywhere. Quickie-Mart. Oh no, maybe not Quickie-Mart. I'll be selling slaves now. No, I don't know. It could be anywhere though. Whatever. Maintain his farm, or maintain their farm for 8 hours. That will be obviously at Abus's farm. Plow the field himself. So this will be him. And I know obviously Abesius does it in the episode, but obviously we can't have an animation for everything Abesius does. Instead, repurpose that scene with Abus and have him basically doing that, but struggling more. So I think that could be kind of a cool little animation. And he'll actually be going up and down the actual farm that you have in the game, the building. And then regret selling his son for 24 hours, that'll be in his farm. Very nice. For the Abesius, we have the main Abesius. We have do laundry for 60 minutes. So this will be him pretty much with baskets of laundry. This will be Tap exclusive. Yeah, just doing laundry. Chucking laundry in baskets, maybe like lifting the baskets up with his hands, chucking them in there. And this will all be outside the little laundry shop that you have. Yeah. Wash blood off for 4 hours. This will be, again, probably the laundry shop if you have it. Run the laundry shop for 8 hours. That will be the laundry shop. Fight gladiators for 12 hours. So this will, I think, for this, I actually think we should have 2 NPCs. The Dredrick Tatum one and the Sideshow Bob one, and basically he'll be fighting both Dredrick Tatum and Sideshow Bob. So he kills Dredrick Tatum, and then Sideshow Bob kind of comes next to him, and then he gets his sword stuck in the shield or whatever, and he pulls out and he kills Sideshow Bob. I kind of want like a really complex and really like drawn out, cool fight, like an actual proper fighting animation with like blood and guts. Maybe that's too much to ask, but that could be like really awesome. And then train for a big fight for 24 hours. That'll be at the Colosseum if you have it. For Jupiter, we have Bring Forth Lightning and Darkness. Okay, so this might be a controversial and slightly impossible animation. But basically, I want Jupiter sat on his throne in the Olympus building, just kind of maniacally laughing. But the main thing with this animation is your entire town goes dark and the lightning begins like striking from the top of your screen. How cool would that animation be? And I think it makes sense to give it to the god of lightning and sky. Like he's a sky god. He's the god of the sky. He's the god of lightning. Right? It makes sense to give him the power, like an animation that can turn your town dark and like send lightning bolts down. I don't know. Maybe that's an ambitious, unrealistic animation. But that's what I'm going with. Be disappointed in Rome for 4 hours. That'll be obviously Olympus. Be bullied by God and Yahweh for 8 hours. Why not? That could be part of his quest line. He's a lesser god to them. Toss down lightning bolts for 12 hours. So this will be him at Olympus, on Olympus, just tossing down like lightning bolts basically. Pretty simple. And then argue with his children for 24 hours. That will be Olympus. For Gordas Antonius, we have argue he shouldn't be beheaded for 60 minutes. So this will have him in kind of like a little gallows. Gallows? No, not gallows. He'll be in like one of those things where he's like his head and arms are trapped, and he'll be like arguing with like Legs and Louis essentially, or Roman Legs and Louis. Keep an eye on his daughter for 4, and they will have to be NPCs, I know, but who cares? Keep an eye on his daughter for 4 hours. This will be at this will be with Majora if you have her. Anywhere really. Visit people who've crossed him for 8 hours. That will be probably the Brown House. Rule like a mob boss for 12 hours. So this will be him. He'll be walking around Springfield with like, kind of like dressed as like a mob boss essentially. But like instead these will be like maybe black, and he'll have like sunglasses on, and then he'll just like point like a sort of like a Roman dagger maybe. I don't know. That one could just be him strolling around looking evil. I don't really care. And then try ally with Fat Tony for 24 hours. That will be with Fat Tony at the Legitimate Business People's Club if you have it. If not, I guess it could just be the Brown House. Majora, we have gift wrap daggers for 60 minutes. So this will be her pretty much wrapping up a dagger. She'll be wrapping it up in, wrapping paper. And yeah, gifting it. Buy a new palace for 4 hours. This will be, again, anywhere really, Brown House, it doesn't really matter. Hunt down a poison antidote for 8 hours. This will be part of her quest line. She drinks poison and then realizes she wants to back out. So this will be maybe the hospital or something like that. Get drunk and complain for 12 hours. This will be her drinking, complaining. Maybe she'll chuck a dagger at something. She'll just chuck a dagger randomly if she's drunk, and then make power moves for 24 hours. That will be again any of the Roman buildings. Who cares? For Abesius, we have struggle to fight for 60 minutes. So I want this one, him waddling around, with the knife, trying to like swing it, trying to fight, and just maybe falling over. Yeah, kind of sad actually. Bet on chariots for 4 hours. That'll be the chariot track. They could call it the chariot track actually. That could be kind of cool. Attend the Senate for 8 hours. That'll be the Senate building if you have it. If not, maybe the Brown House or who cares. Keep on eating for 12 hours. This will be him at the buffet, the banquet if you have it. Actually, no, it doesn't even need to be at the banquet. Like a little table would just spawn with like Krusty Burgers or something like that, or like just all the food, and he'll just be eating. And then try to lose the weight for 24 hours. That will be Simpsons House, Brown House, something like that. For Quimbus, we have ride Senator Horse for 60 minutes. So this will be him on top with Senator Horse, the NPC, and he'll be riding him around the town. Talk about how great he was for 4 hours. That will be Town Hall. Run the Senate for 8 hours. That will be the Senate House that he comes with. Try to get rid of Hot Figs for 12 hours. So this little vomitorium thing will form right outside the Senate House, and he'll just be looking at that, trying to like wrench, trying to like belt, trying to vomit into it, but not being able to. Make animals new senators for 24 hours. That will be at the Senate House. For Particular, we have Rule with Fear for 60 minutes. So this will be him sat on a seat, and he'll kind of like make a cut his head, a cut his head motion, and then like maybe he'll like chuck a few coins or something at like a peasant, like maybe a little NPC peasant, and like he chucks some coins at the peasant, and the peasant dances or something, to appease him. Plan for war for 4 hours. This will be, I don't know, could be any building really. Lead an army for 8 hours. This, again, any building. Practice to fight his father for 60 minutes. This will be him. 2 daggers in hands. Maybe there'll be like a big fat dummy, like a big version of Abesius, and he'll be like stabbing Abesius, practicing. And plan his rematch for 24 hours. That will be any building, really. One of the ones he comes in the prize track with. I'm trying to remember. They're also it could be the palace. Who cares? The palace. Let's just say the palace. And then let's plan his rematch. So for Lysandra, we have feed the slaves for 60 minutes. So this will be outside of the house, the palace she comes with, and there'll be a bunch of like little slave NPCs, and she'll just be feeding them. Being really nice, being like the Marjorie Tyrell of like this version. Mingle with the upper Roman class for 4 hours. That will be again it could just be at the palace, to be honest. We have stop Particular and Abesius from killing each other, so this will be with Abesius and Particular, and this will be the fighting pit, so it'll be them two at the fighting pit, the Colosseum even. Yeah, so that'll be the Colosseum. Presumably they'll be fighting and she's stopping them. Rally for equal rights. This one is, I kind of feel like she probably should. Like the Lisa of ancient Rome would probably be rallying for like some more kind of rights for Roman female citizens. So I don't know. It could be like a protest sign, or her dressed up as like an emperor or something. I don't know. Something like that. I couldn't really think of anything for this character. No offense, she's actually really boring. Lisa's like ancient version characters most of the time are like really boring. The Lisa doppelgangers. Plot against her family for 24 hours. That'll be the palace. And then finally we have Montimus. I tried to have the most fun with this one. Walk his lion for 60 minutes, so he'll just be walking a lion around. Why not? Hire a new poison tester for 4 hours. This will be him and Smithers at the palace. Beat Emperor again for 8 hours. That'll be the palace. Put his brain back in for 12 hours. This will be him. He'll fall over. His brain will pop out of his mouth, and then he'll be crawling. He'll grab it and he'll try like eat it and put it back in. Why not? It'll be like brutal, but I think that could be kind of funny. And then hide from plots against him for 24 hours. That'll be the Brown House, I guess. Lying low in the house that everyone goes to. So that is my event. I hope you liked it. Like I said, I think this is very highly probable that we're going to get an event based on this. Maybe it won't be exactly how I have structured it here, but I think we will basically see the same things, the main things. I'll be surprised if they don't give us Homer, Marge, and Bart. I feel like we have to get all 4 of those characters. The other ones are a bit debatable, but I think like the most, in terms of like importance, like Emperor Quimbus is like the Emperor, so I feel like he should, the Emperor that Homer kills or Abesius kills, so I feel like he needs to be added. And Montimus is, just Mr. Burns. It's kind of classic. You have to have the Mr. Burns character in there, so I feel like that one has to be added as well. And I went with Gordus Antonius because of the palace, he fits, fits well with his palace that he comes with. But I think this one's a bit debatable. And Abus, Abesius' father, again, it just kind of came down to the building. It was a good building character combo. I do feel like this is probably going to be the Gills deal. And that's my prediction. This will be the Gills deal for sure. Because there's nothing else I can think of that would make sense. Unless they dive into like ancient Greek stuff. But then I feel like you can make an entire event off that anyway. So Yeah, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed my little Roman themed event, or my Carumbus event. Yeah, no, I think this episode has a lot of potential. The only issue I have is they're all doppelgangers. I really, just to be clear, before anyone thinks, I don't like any of these characters. I don't want any of these characters. I don't even want these as costumes. I'm sick to death of doppelgangers, okay? I'm bored of them. I wouldn't want this event, really, but there are some cool buildings, so I can appreciate that. And I figured I may as well make this event so I can say that Tapped Out copied me, because I'm pretty fucking certain that this update's gonna come out soon. So yeah, I can say, oh, Tapped Out copied me, even though I kind of just knew what they're gonna do. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me your thoughts on this this event idea, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Make sure to head over to the Discord to vote for the mini event that I'm gonna do next. And yeah, goodbye. Thanks for watching. Bye. Bye. Bye.